Hello guys. Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Busishezi, and this is my YouTube channel. Welcome. Um, it is very late. Oh, it's very late, guys. I think the time is around 9:30 to 10. I came back from work earlier on, had a few errands, ran a few errands, and then prepared dinner. Kids are sleeping now, hubby's sleeping, but I had to get this video done, and so here we are. Here we are, and yeah, guys, as you can see by the title of this video, it is story time. Story time. It's me telling you how I met my husband. But before I do that, guys, can I please just say thank you to everyone that watched my first video, to everyone that subscribed, everyone that liked and commented on the thingy on my channel. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, guys. And if this is your first time on this channel, please do subscribe, please do like and leave a comment. Click that notification bell so that you do know of the new videos that are coming out. That would mean a great deal to me. Yeah, so let's get on to the story of how I met my husband. It's a very, very interesting story, I think. A bit controversial, I think, but what I'm gonna do is I am going to change people's names. I'm not gonna use people's real names. I'm gonna try by all means. It's difficult. I'm very bad at this. I am really, really terrible at this, but I'm gonna try by all means to remember the names that I'm going to use. So, and we met in 2008. Yes, we met in 2008. We met at work. We were working for the same company. We were working for Edcon, and you guys do know that Edcon is your Adgus, your Jet back then, your CNA stores. So I was working as an administrator in the HR department. I was working as an administrator. My husband was working as a HR manager, also in the HR department, but we're not on the same floor. We were in different floors, and we were not working like together. So we were paired. So you would have a HR administrator working with HR manager, but he was paired with someone else that was working with me. We sat next to each other. You know, typical office setup. So the lady that sat next to me and that was working with my husband, we will call her, what should we call her? Lisa. Okay. So Lisa was paired with my husband and me paired with someone else. They were looking after Edgar stores, I was looking after Jet stores. It's a long story. I'm going to try to keep it short. So he would come into our office because for whatever reason that he needed to see Lisa for. And so he would come in. So let's call my husband, but now let's call him Current. Let's say his name is Current. So Current would come in to do whatever that he was doing with Melissa. And I was not used to him. I've never had a conversation at the time with him. The only conversation that would be a hello, how are you, and that's it. Basically, we were not like buddies or anything like that, you know. So in our department, I had a friend, and let's call my friend Mona. Yeah, let's say her name is Mona. So Mona was on the other side of the floor, very big floor, you know, your open plan floor, but like very big. So she was on the other side of the floor, but same department. So now it happens that one day Mona comes to me and she tells me that, hey, you know what, I really like Current. I think he's such a cool guy. I think he's a gentleman. So my husband was those guys who wears like your formal pants, formal shirt, always like put together, always clean, you know. And Mona, on the other hand, she was those girls that were in like heels, skirts, also like put together, very like ladyish like. And me, on the other hand, was your flat shoes, jeans, and t-shirt. You know, laid back type of a person. So if you looked at Mona and you look at Current, you'd be like, you know what? Perfect match. You know, they would suit each other. You know? So she tells me that, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna speak to, we should speak to Lisa and just try to find some information about Current. Just find out is he seeing someone? Does he have kids? What's the deal with him? You know? Fine. We do that. And Lisa tells us that, okay, you know what? I'll find some information for you guys and I'll come back to you. So Lisa comes back a few days later and she's like, oh, okay. So he's actually not married. She's not sure though if he's seeing someone or he's not seeing anyone. But one thing that she knows is that he doesn't have kids and he's not married. Like, okay, fine, we can work with that. But now we need to get them together. You know, we need to get them talking and we need to get him to see her. And we're like, okay, so how do we do that? Me, I come up with a plan. I'm like, okay, fine. Let us invite him to lunch. Invite him to lunch. Let's send him an email and invite him to lunch. She's like, oh, but I can't do that. What will he think? Yada, 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 yada. I'm like, okay, fine. Let's use my email address and we'll send him an email using my email address. She agrees to it. Yes, we do that. Send him an email. Hi. Hope you're good. Would you like to go out for lunch this coming Saturday. Response comes back. He's like, yes, sure. I would love to go out to lunch. And then as soon as as soon as he responds, we get back and I'm like, okay, but it's actually not with me, but it's with a friend of mine. It's with Mona. And funny gosh, his next response is, oh, actually, this weekend I am busy. Whoo! Actually, this weekend I am busy. And now she's like, oh yeah, you see now, he's not interested in me. He thought he was going out with you. What? I'm like, you know what? We'll sort this thing out. Guys, at that moment, at that time, I was seeing somebody. So I was not even looking. I was not even interested in him or anything like that. So I'm like, no, it's fine. We'll sort this thing out. What we'll do is we'll get his number. We'll try and get his number. You will contact him and just try to get, talking with him and stuff like that over the weekend. And sure thing, we do that, get his number, come back to work on Monday. So what happened? Did you guys chat? Yada yada. No, I didn't. She was very conservative, and she was very scared of rejection because of her past experience. So she was very resistant at calling him or contacting him, and hence she agreed to me sending the email using my email address. Okay, so I'm like, okay, but we need to get something. We need some movement. We need to get the ball rolling. So we're gonna send him a message today. And yeah, she agrees to that, send a message, just check up. I'm like, nothing serious, nothing hectic, just a hello, how you doing, how's the weekend type of a thing, She agrees to it and she goes ahead and do it. So that happens, the back and forth. So when she would send the message, he would respond back. So that happens for 2 weeks, let's say 2 weeks. So after 2 weeks, we're sitting at the office, everything is just normal day working, and I see him walking through the door. But this time around, he doesn't go to Lisa, but he comes direct to me. And I'm like, what is going on? He comes to me and he's greeting like, hey, Unjani. I'm like, hey, hi, I'm good. How are you? He's like, hey, you know what you guys are trying to do, it's not gonna work out. I'm like, gwang. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, why? What do you mean it's not gonna work out? He's like, no, you know what? Currently I'm seeing someone. I'm actually in a relationship. So, and I'm not even the type of person that would just string someone along or just leave someone hanging on the side with some bit of hope when I know that nothing's gonna happen, So he says, I'm just gonna go to her and just tell her so that she knows and she moves on with her life. I'm like, yo, okay. But then, I think I was just glad that he was that type of a person. So he's like, okay, I'm just gonna go and tell her. And off he went. A few minutes later, Mona comes to me. Guys, it's so hard to remember these names. Mona comes to me and she tells me what just happened. And I tell her that, yeah, you know what, he was actually here and he also told me the same thing. And I said, you know what, but I mean, at least he is being honest, and he just came up and he was upfront with you, and at least now you can move on and maybe something will come, maybe something will come along. And she agrees, and she's like, you know what? Yeah, she's also glad that he did that. And she was like, you see, this is why I like him, because he's such a gentleman and he's so sweet. And I'm like, well, yeah, I don't know him, but well, yeah, I guess. So, weeks later, I start seeing him. Like, this is the person, guys, that I was not seeing. The only time that I would see him would be when he comes to Lissa. But now we bump into each other, like through the corridors. We bump into each other when we go to the canteen. And now when we see each other, it's a hello, hey, how are you? Oh, you look nice. Oh, how was the weekend? You know, just small talk like that. And then the small talk from the corridors move now from that bumping into each other to, it moves to emails. How? One day I get an email. Hi, how you doing? I'm like, hello, I'm good, and how are you? I'm like, hey, I'm wondering now, what does he want? What happened now? He's like, hey, no, just greeting, nothing much. I'm like, oh, okay. Unjani, no, I'm good. I am good. But now these emails happen now, they just being regular, you know, these greeting emails and how was your weekend and da, 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 da. But nothing suggesting that something's about to happen or there's some interest or whatever. And then I think it was a month later. But what I remember is that it was during winter. Email comes through. Bam. Hi, how are you doing? What are you doing after work? Can I invite you to, would you like to go out to dinner with me? I'm like, dinner? Hey, this guy. Now, at this time, it just so happened that me and my boyfriend, then my then boyfriend, had broken up. So I'm like, well, you know what? I might as well just go. So in where I was sitting, it was the four of us. So I tell the three people that I'm sitting with, one lady that I was sitting with, and let's call this lady Dim Dim, because she's also featured in the story. And this other guy, we're not gonna name him because his part just ends there. So I tell them that, hey guys, I just received an email from Current, and Current is saying this and that and that and that. And Dim Dim says, no, just go. I'm like, no, man, but I mean, what about Mona? You know, like she's gonna, I'm gonna feel bad and she's gonna maybe get hurt. Or what will she think of me, you know? And she's like, okay, why would you think of anything? Because nothing happened between the two of them. It's not like anything happened. It's not like, I'm like, but yeah, I mean, she's my friend and she was interested in this guy. And now this guy is asking me out. And I'm like, but okay, this guy has a girlfriend. You know, why is he like asking me out? And they're all like, no, man, just go, just go, just go. Fine. Decide, okay, I'm going to go. So Dim Dim was going towards that direction where we were supposed to meet. So he's like, no, let's meet at this mall, you know? Fine, we go. Dim Dim drops me off. We meet at the mall. When we get there, he's there waiting. And here I was thinking that we're going to some restaurant or something like that. And I mean, it was just a day. Like I was just me, my jeans, nothing serious, not dressed up for dinner or any dates. And I went to dinner because I just wanted to find out why. Why is he inviting me? Because, you know. So I get there and he tells me that, no, we're going to go to his place for dinner. I'm like, his place is not very far from the mall that we met at. I'm like, okay, we're going to go to his place. Like, yeah, I prepared dinner, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yo, okay, this is not what I was expecting. Fine, we drive to his place, we get there, and there's a bottle of wine, and there's dinner, and we sit down, we eat, we have a chat. So in our chatting, I just discovers that, this guy, he's really not bad. I'm enjoying the chat. I'm enjoying his company. You know, food was not bad. Food was not bad. I'm enjoying his company. And like time just flies by. I'm like, hi, well, I just got here now. And you know what they say. And so he tells me that no, he's having issues with his girlfriend and yada yada yada. And he asked me, like, are you seeing someone? Like, what's the deal? I'm like, no, yeah, I was seeing someone, but we broke up because of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And dinner comes to an end, drives me home, get home, like, okay, bye, see you tomorrow, see you tomorrow. But guys, I start thinking about him and I'm like, yo, this guy, like it was so unexpected. Really unexpected. So fine. Next morning, I get to the office and I'm like, okay, now what do I tell Mona? What do I tell her? Do I keep this from her? Do I tell her? What should I do? I discussed this with the trio and the trio is like, you know what? What if you guys decide to go out again? You know, so maybe just tell her now and just deal with whatever is going to happen. She probably won't even have an issue because, I mean, and to my head, I was not even thinking that things will go south. Because I'm like, with every email that I was sending, she was there. There's never been a time where I sent an email without her. And with every response, like maybe let's say we send an email and she's at my desk and maybe she walks back to her desk and the response comes when she's not here, I would forward it exactly as I would just hit forward, you know, forward the email to her. So in my head, I'm thinking there has never been any things that I've hidden, any funny business I've never been up to any funny business. So this shouldn't be an issue. You know, this shouldn't be an issue. So all good and well, I tell her that, hey, you know what, this is what happened. This is what happened. And I went out to dinner yesterday with this person. If I say that was something that I did not expect, you know. But I guess at some point I did understand that. I mean, she really liked this guy. She really liked him. And she even said to me, I mean, you said that he's not your type. So are you doing this now to spite me? Are you doing this to rub salt on the wound or whatever? I said, you know what? This was not even planned. And it was just dinner. Nothing is going to come out of it. Nothing is going to develop out of this. It was just dinner and it was probably just a once-off thing and that's it. It's like, okay, fine, then we'll see. If you say so that it was just that and it's not gonna re-okay or anything like that. So she tells me that, okay, fine, if you're saying that this was just a once-off thing, if you're saying that no, it was just dinner and nothing serious, you're not expecting anything out of this, then I guess it's fine. You know, I mean, I can't control him. It's not like he's my boyfriend or anything or anything ever happened between the two of us. But, you know, she was just hurt. So as it's catches hamba and we start talking and now we become more friendly with each other. But we still at the point where we're like, nothing's gonna happen. You know, nothing's gonna happen. I mean, he's trying to sort out issues with his girlfriend. And his plan at the time was just to sort out the issues and nothing else, you know. And fast forward to, I think a month later, if I remember correctly, a month later, I get a phone call from him. It's a Saturday. And he's like, hey, how are you doing? I was just checking up. What are you up to? Yada, yada, yada. I'm like, no, I'm just chilling at home. Not up to anything. What's up on your side? He's like, no, I need to go check up at my brother's place because he doesn't work here in South Africa. So he just asked me to go and just check up, see if everything is still in order and all of that. So can you please just accompany me to Val? I'm like, okay, you're going to Val. I'm like, okay, I'm not doing anything. I'm like, ah, it's fine. Like, okay, fine, it's fine. You can come pick me up, then we'll go. All good and well, we go to Val. On our way, we have like chats, and we're getting to now know each other like better. And he tells me that, hey, you know what? He's in a situation where now this and that happened between him and his girlfriend, and he doesn't think that things are gonna work out, things are not fixable, and so now he's thinking of moving on with his life, but at this moment he's not looking for any relationship. He just wants someone, the reason he picked me up is just that he wants someone to talk to. And even to this day, he doesn't have a lot of friends. So even back then, he didn't have a lot of friends. And he's like, he's just looking for someone to talk to, So on our way, and we have like these chats, and he tells me what happened. And I'm like, yo, okay. But then we drive to Val, spend like few hours in Val, and then coming back. Driving from Val, or driving from Joburg to Val, it's like an hour, 45 minutes, something like that, depending with like on the car you're driving, whatever the route that you take. So a lot with that there was a lot that we spoke about. And the more I spoke to him, the more time I spent with him, the more I realized that I am really, really liking this guy. I am really, really liking this guy. And now I am now caught up in a situation where my friend wanted him, and what do I do? Like, njani? Like I'm in a situation like, okay, now what is this? What do I do? But then we ended up by saying, okay, we will become friends. Let's remain friends. And we become friends and stay friends for like a month, guys. For like a month. 1 month only. And I remember this day like it was yesterday. Like it was yesterday. So this one time, came back from work. It was in July of 2008. July 2008, I came back from work. I changed. I put on my pajamas and my thick gown. While I'm sitting there, I get this text on my phone, like, hey, how you doing? Like, hey, I'm good. How are you doing? He's like, I'm good. Where are you? I'm like, I'm at home. And he's like, okay, what are you up to? I'm like, no, nothing much. Just sitting, not doing anything. He's like, can I come over? If I remember correctly, the time, I think it was around 6:30. Winter gets dark like very quickly. I think it was around 6:30. Because when he got to my house, it was really dark. He's like, hey, can I come over? What? I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, fine. You can come over. Guys, he comes over and guys, I cannot, even today, I cannot tell you what happened that day. Honestly, I do not know what happened that day. But as soon as I saw him, I was like, oh my gosh. When you're feeling things inside, like I felt this thing. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know what it was. It was like I was seeing him for the first time. And I'm standing there and we're talking, and I'm like, what is happening? What is happening? I'm like, I'm trying to fight this thing, but I'm all like giggling, and I'm all like, Jay, I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, what is going on? I'm trying to get a hold of myself, but I just know the feeling that I got when I saw him. And, when he left, so we stood there and we were talking whatever we were talking about. And when he was about to leave, he's like, oh no, I'm gonna leave now, let me give you a hug. And I give him a hug, and I was like, oh my god. I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? So he asked me, can I tomorrow morning would you be able to wait for me? Can I come fetch you so we can drive to work together? I'm like, okay, why not? So he goes home. Next day he comes in the morning, fetches me, we go to work, we drive to work together, and I'm like, what are people going to say when they see me driving through with this guy? And especially, what is Mona going to say? But from that day, so driving to work, driving to the office, and he's like, so what happened yesterday? Like, I don't know. I was all smiles in the morning. It was like I'm floating. Trip to the office was so short. The trip to the office was so short, and I was like, oh my gosh, this cannot be happening. What am I gonna say to Mona? Guys, we decided, okay, fine, let's just give this a try. Let's just give this a try. Let's see where this thing goes. Let's see where it takes us. And none of us brings up Mona's situation. So this was in July, and it went on to August, and we tried we tried to like keep it under wraps, keep it under carpet. We tried to keep it under carpet. But these three knew what was going on, because we were like, we've worked with each other, I think it was 3 years, and we were like so open with each other, so we knew almost everything. We were so into each other's businesses, and they were the first people that I told that, guys, this is what happened yesterday. Okay, came over, and I don't know what, but it was just this feeling, guys. It was this feeling that was like brewing inside of me, and I liked it. I liked that feeling, and I didn't want that feeling to end. I was like, I don't want this feeling to end, and I'm enjoying it. And mind you, this is the guy that I had said he's not my type. He's not my type. And this is the guy that I was not even seeing. So that is true. Like, when you see someone but you don't see him, like, you don't see him. I didn't see him. But when we started dating, yeah. When we started dating, he was such an awesome person. He was such an amazing person. He was so different a lot, but he was different from even like the guy before him. He was like so different. But then going back to Mona, she eventually found out. And she did not approach me. She didn't say anything to me, but that was the end of our friendship. That was the end of the friendship. So I did try to reach out to her, and I tried to explain that, this is the situation, this is what happened, and I'm really sorry. It was so unplanned. She didn't understand, guys. I don't think, and I don't even think that if it was me in her shoes, it's easy. It's easy when you are outside of this situation to say, no, but I mean. But truth be told, I'm sure if I was her, I also wouldn't understand that. But this is the guy that I liked, and you are my friend, so how could you do that? So yeah, that was the end of our relationship. And now we just started dating then, and we took things like as slow as we could, because he had just gotten out of a relationship, like just few months before we started dating. And You know, a whole lot of people thought that, ah, man, you know, this is like a rebound situation. It's not gonna last. Um, he's just probably getting over his girlfriend, you getting over your boyfriend, so it's not gonna last. And that's what we also thought that, ah, let's just see where this thing is going. We didn't talk anything serious, and we just enjoyed our time together and doing things together, and we would have so much fun. Guys, we'd have so much fun. um you know, like we didn't even realize the time, how much time like we were spending together. And thing progressed. We moved from 2008 to 2009, 2010, 2011, and I changed jobs. I left him at Edcon, and things just moved like so effortlessly. You know, things moved effortlessly. And then in 2011, I fell pregnant. I think around November. I got pregnant in November. And at that time, I had also already met his parents. Took me to his parents' house in KZN, I think in 2010. For me, it was excitement. I was like so excited. I was so fascinated by a whole lot of things. Well, and after that, the follow-up was the Malobola negotiations. That was in 2012, 2013. So 2013, we started with the Lobola negotiations, and we had our umembeso, traditional wedding, where abantu bakhama makoti buy gifts for the groom's family. So they also had to come over to my house, and we had that ceremony. That was in 2013. 2014, we had that ceremony. And you know, it's just one of those days that you just can't forget. Like, it was one of my happiest days, guys. Everything was beautiful, everything went well. Seeing his family in our yard, and kuyagidwa, like there's singing, there's this, there's that. It was beautiful. And then we decided that we're gonna have umembeso at my house. So it was sort of like a traditional wedding. So we're gonna have that, and then we're gonna have the white wedding, almost said white dress, white wedding church ceremony at his hometown. And it was also, you know, even this day when I watch my wedding videos, and like I just get this smile on my face, you know. And it was such a beautiful day. It was a very beautiful day for me. My wedding day, one of the most beautiful days of my life. One of my beautiful days of my life. Yeah, so we got married in 2015, and got married April in 2015, and we've been together ever since. And going back to Mona, I think it was in 2012, she did send us a Christmas gift, and she was like, oh guys, I just want to wish you like good festive season, and I hope you guys are well. Because at the time, so I left at Con 2011, and Current left 2012. So at the time we were both, he moved to another company. So Mona was still working for Edcon, and she sent us a gift, and I thought that was like so um awesome of her to, and I just thought that, oh, okay, I guess now she's accepted, because I mean these people are still together. So I just wanna pose a question to you guys, that if you were me, if you were in my shoes, what would you have done? You know, what would you have done? Because the way that I see it now is that yes, it went the way it went, but so like I think 2 weeks ago we attended a couples seminar session service that was hosted by one pastor, and he had invited Mo and Pindi. And Mo and Pindi was talking about how God will orchestrate things for people to meet, you know. And they were talking about a match made in heaven, and they were saying that, you know, sometimes God will orchestrate things, what's the correct word? Orchestrate things or situations for people to meet, you know. And it got me thinking that, was that could it have been that she had to come to my, you know, some people come to your life because of a reason, and you have those friends that I've lost quite a few friends. Some passed away, some we just outgrew each other, some we moved like places, got married and all of that. And there are people that you still miss in your life. There are people that you still keep in touch with, even though you don't communicate or regard yourselves as friends. I don't know if there's such a thing. And there are people that you lose, but you don't even talk about anymore or remember or have any contact, you know. And I guess those are the people that just come to your life for a season or for a reason. So how I looked at it now was, yes, she got hurt, but she later on accepted that, you know what, there's really nothing that I can do. So maybe this is what was meant to be, you know. So because I remember we used to like really joke about this, and we'd be like, my husband would be like, hey, you must really thank Mona, because if it wasn't for her, you know, or I would say you must really thank Mona, because if it wasn't for her, ngabe namanje angisakhulumisa, you know. So as much as we were joking about it, but could it have been that she was there for just that reason, to bring us together? Or was it just a coincidence? I don't know. But that's what I would, I'm going to leave you guys with that question, that if you were me, what would you have done? What would you have done? Would you have left Indoda? Indoida? Would you have left Indoida for, you know, a friend? Or would you have felt that, you know what, my friend really liked this guy, so it's a no-go zone? Yeah, tell me what you guys think. And if you've watched until this far, guys, thank you. I hope you are gonna enjoy the story. I hope that if there's any lesson to be taken out of it, you will take that. And I hope it wasn't too long. So yeah, if you've watched to the end, thank you so much. Thank you. It really means a great deal to me. Please do subscribe. Please do like. Please do share. Click the notification button so that you don't miss out on anything. Guys, I am so excited about this channel. When I talk about this channel, my heart just gets so full, because I am really passionate about marriages. I'm really passionate about married couples being happy and loving each other, you know. Like I spoke earlier on about my wedding video. My wedding video I love to watch it because it always brings back that thing for me. You know, it brings back that thing for me. I'm gonna tell you another story of how my mother-in-law saved me from moving out of my home. If you remember my first video, I mentioned how my first year of marriage was so hard, and you know, I'm I have to make this video of how my mother-in-law saved my marriage, saved me from leaving my matrimonial home within few months, not even a year, within few months. So yeah, I'm really, really passionate, guys, about marriages. I'm really passionate about happy marriages because I come from a family, or I'm a child of a divorce, and I know how devastating that can be, and it's something that I do not wish on anyone, especially when there's kids involved, you know, especially when there's kids involved. I really do not wish that on anyone. So yeah, I really hope that I do get your support. I really hope that this channel does really help somebody. It really builds or revives, or you know, impacts somebody in a very positive way. And because because guys, like, you know, I'm repeating myself, but I'm just trying to make this point that, you know what, marriages are very challenging, and you do need that support. You do need that. You need to know that, you know what, there's people that I can talk to, or there's someone that I can talk to, and you know, bouncing ideas, sharing things, and realizing that, you know what, I am really not alone in this. If she did it, I can also do it, you know. So that's really what I'm hoping this channel is going to bring. But that is my prayer and wish that it manifest, is that the correct word, into that. So yeah, once again, thank you, guys. Let me stop rambling. It's late at night. I need to go to sleep. Tomorrow I'm going to work. I need to go to sleep. So bye.